started cooking and baking when I got married and I was a college student. So I learned from books and I discovered I loved it. I really, really loved it. When I was getting interested in baking, it wasn't a time for an educated woman to be in the kitchen. It wasn't a time for somebody who had a doctorate in gerontology, and you didn't go from an education like that into the kitchen. And so I worked and worked and worked, and then I had our son Joshua, and I couldn't face going back. And that's when I started to bake professionally. I loved everything about food, and I still do. It's the same. Nothing has changed in all these years. I love the ingredients. I love that you start with something that looks one way and finishes, and it looks completely different. And this is really true of baking. I mean, baking is like magic. You have butter, you have flour, you have sugar, you have eggs. You look at them, you have no idea what they're going to become. They can become 1,000 things. They can be a cake, they can be a cookie, they can be an eclair, they can be anything. Welcome to my Connecticut kitchen. I'm Dorie Greenspan, and I'm a cookbook author. It seems that I've lived most of my grown-up life in New York City, here in Connecticut, and for the past 20 or so years in Paris, France. Sometimes people will say, oh, you've got 3 houses. And I think, I have 3 kitchens, because it's everywhere I am. The kitchen is the most important place for me. Today we're in Westbrook, Connecticut, which is along the Connecticut shoreline. I didn't even know Westbrook existed until we bought this house. We were coming up weekends, and I felt like I was breathing differently to be here. I started cooking and baking when I got married and I was a college student. So I learned from books and I discovered I loved it. I really, really loved it.